So on rhythm changes, as on all the pieces that we're working on, something that's really important is to be able to play your chord voicings everywhere on the neck that you can find them. You know, if we have a B flat, be sure that you can play it in different areas of the neck. And we have different voicings. Here's a B flat major 7. There's a B flat where I've opened it up and I've added the 9. And I can do it there. I'm going to play a B flat major 13. There's that high G on top there. Play it like this. So you can also use a D minor. That's a good chord sub to use for the B flat major 7. So we've got all our D minors everywhere on the neck. And that's just a real important thing to do. Same with your dominant chords. Now you've got a G7. You want to play these chords everywhere that you can see them on the neck. And right now I'm just playing the basic chords, but remember you can add embellishments to these chords as well. So, for example, let's see. So there, that was a G. So there's a G7 sharp 9, G7 flat 9, or A flat diminished, leading into C minor, and there's an F sharp 5 or F augmented. So see there I'm actually voice leading. I'm working with the high notes to create some nice colors and some nice textures. Even if you just play pretty simply and just keep a 4 to the bar thing. There I'm not voice leading, I'm just grabbing the chords wherever. But see, when I voice lead, it's a much different sound. So that's a really important thing to work on, and it's something actually that I talk about in my flying solo course for TrueFire that I go into in great depth, and that's voice leading using the top 2 strings to create a melody. So I'm just playing up and down the scale and then putting chords in with it, which is a great technique to use. One of the other things that's important, again, this is in the context of a guitar trio where it's just guitar, bass, and drums. One of the things that you can do is you can play chords for a long time, or you can play single lines for a long time, and you can mix and match. So if we're doing just chords, eventually I will want to play more intricate rhythms. I could start with there's the 4 to the bar, or I can go into a Charleston, which is accenting 1 in the end of 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 4 to the bar. So I could do that basic rhythm, or I can start voice leading and creating different types of rhythmic hits using different types of rhythmic accents. Okay, so that's a really cool thing that you can do when you're just playing chords, because then what I just did there, even though I wasn't playing any single lines, the single lines were implied because I was voice leading. So it sounds like there's, in a sense, 2 things happening, and there are. There's the chordal hits in the rhythm, but then there's a melody being played with it. So, and you can work very simply. You don't have to play this intricate stuff at first. You do something like this. So there's a B flat 6-9. There's the 6-9 and adding the 9 on top. then I did a G7, sharp 9, flat 9, sharp 5, flat 9. So into regular C minor, and then I fed right up the scale. Da 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 dee. C minor to F9. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just taking the notes that are right off the chord and moving in that fashion up and down the neck. You know, another thing that's really great to do is just play. If you play your single lines, articulating the chord changes in a really clear way, you can get away with playing no chords at all. For instance, something like this. So there, I was playing single lines just by now. I had a few little tiny hits every now and then that I threw in, a few little chordal hits. But essentially, I was just playing some melodies. But I was really articulating the notes in the chords, or what I like to call arpeggiating through the changes. So. This is a really good exercise. So what I'm doing is I'm playing continual eighth notes, and I'm trying to articulate the thirds of the chord, the important, arguably the thirds are the strongest tone that you can land on. See, I didn't play the C minor chord there, but when I hit that E flat, that really sounded like the chord had changed. There, I ended on the B of the G7. And there, then I ended on the A of the F7 chord. So if you articulate the thirds, and again, I go into this a lot in my Guitar Arpeggio Studies on Jazz Standards, which is a book that I wrote for Mel Bay Publications. I talk about being able to play the arpeggios all the way through a piece and how important it is. And there wasn't a single chord played, but you can hear it's as if the chords are being played. So that will enable you to play single lines for a while and then not even worry about the chords. And then, of course, there's the process of mixing and matching. So that was an example of mixing and matching, going back and forth between using single lines and chords and voice leading and combining them all together in a more natural playing, situation.